You are walking through a crowded street, surrounded by lights, sounds, and faces. Yet, a cold shiver runs down your spine. I don't belong here. This isn't just a mood, and it's not some main character aesthetic. It is a biological emergency. Statistics show that General Z is the most connected generation in history, yet 73% report feeling completely alone even when their screens are glowing with notifications. The truth is shocking. Your brain is stuck in a survival glitch. While you are worrying about your career, your aesthetics, or your social status, your root chakra, the Muladhara, is screaming in the dark. It thinks you are being hunted by a predator because you have lost your connection to the earth. You are living in a body that feels like a rental property, never a home. I see you. I see the way you check your phone every 3 minutes, not for information, but for a sense of grounding that never comes. You feel like a ghost haunting your own life, floating a few inches above the pavement, terrified that at any moment, the floor will give way. This is the villain, the survival glitch. It's an invisible prison where the bars are made of cortisol and the floor is made of mirrors. You've been told that to feel safe, you need to achieve more, buy more, and be more. But the ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience agree. You cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp. Your anxiety isn't a flaw in your personality. It's a disconnect in your foundation. Welcome to the sanctuary of the Dharma veins. If you are new here, you have been guided to this frequency for a reason. I am not here to give you motivation. I am here to give you back your gravity. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to perform a surgical strike on your fear. We are going to unblock the root, shatter the survival glitch, and anchor your soul into the bedrock of reality. This is my commitment. Stay with me until the final second, and you will feel a weight in your feet and a stillness in your heart that you haven't felt since you were a child. Let's stop floating. Let's start existing. Why do you feel tired, even after 10 hours of sleep? Why does the thought of your bank account balance or an unread DM trigger a racing heart as if a predator is at your throat? Let's perform a surgery on this pain. In the language of the ancients, your root chakra, the Muladhara, is located at the very base of your spine. It is your earth wire. In modern psychology, this is your primitive survival brain, the amygdala. For General Z, this wire has been frayed. You are living in a high-frequency digital world, but you possess a low-frequency biological body. When these two collide, you experience the drift. You feel like you are hovering, unanchored, drifting away from the physical world into a void of abstraction and what-ifs. Look at the anatomy of your anxiety. It's not a lack of willpower, it's a lack of weight. Because you don't feel safe in your own skin, you seek safety in external validation. You scroll for hours, looking for a place to land. But the internet has no floor. You are building your identity on a cloud, and your subconscious knows it. That's why you feel like a fraud. That's why you feel that weird, hollow ache in your lower back, or the constant tension in your jaw. You are literally holding yourself up because you don't trust the earth to hold you. You have been conditioned to believe that home is a destination you reach after you're successful. But ancient wisdom whispers a terrifying truth. If you are not home in your body, you will be a refugee in every palace you build. This survival glitch is draining your battery. Every second you spend in flight mode, your body is leaking life force. You are aging faster, thinking slower, and feeling less. But the anatomy of the pain also reveals the anatomy of the cure. To fix the signal, we must go back to the source, the base of the spine, the red frequency, the primal sound. We are about to move from the why to the how. We are going to stop analyzing the cage and start melting the bars. Prepare yourself, because we are moving into the evidence stack, where science meets the sacred to prove that your healing is not just possible. It is inevitable. Let us strip away the mysticism and look at the hard, cold data. Your body is essentially a bioelectric machine. Every thought, every heartbeat, every flash of anxiety is an electrical impulse. The root chakra, or Muladhara, is located at the coccygeal plexus, the heavy-duty electrical substation of your nervous system. For General Z, this substation is in a state of constant brownout. You are living in a sea of high-frequency EMF radiation, Wi-Fi signals, and blue light. This creates a positive charge buildup in your cells, leading to chronic inflammation and a permanent state of hypervigilance. Science calls this the polyvagal glitch. When you are disconnected from the earth, your vagus nerve sends a continuous threat-detected signal to your brain. You aren't anxious because your life is bad. You are anxious because your circuit isn't grounded. The Schumann resonance 7.83 is the Earth's natural heartbeat. When you align with this frequency, your heart rate variability stabilizes, and your cortisol drops by up to 40% within minutes. This isn't magic, it is physics. You are a biological battery that has been disconnected from its charger. In the ancient Pali Canon, the Buddha described Kaya Gata, Seti mindfulness immersed in the body. He knew that the only way to conquer the demons of the mind was to anchor the soul into the heavy, solid density of the physical form. You need to stop trying to think your way out of fear and start earthing your way into presence. I want to tell you the story of Robert, a 22-year-old software architect who felt like he was living in a glass box. Robert had everything: success, intelligence, and a future. But every night at 3 a.m., he would wake up with a crushing weight on his chest, a feeling that he was a refugee from another planet. He felt like he was floating 6 inches above the floor, never truly touching the world. He tried therapy, medication, and endless self-help books, but the floating stayed. Robert was a ghost in a designer suit. The shift happened when he stopped fighting the fear and started feeding the root. We began a protocol of deep visceral grounding. He started walking barefoot on raw earth for 15 minutes a day and enchanting the seed sound lamb, the frequency that resonates at the very base of the spine. He stopped looking at the stars and started smelling the dirt. He realized his anxiety was just his soul screaming because it had no place to sit down. As he unblocked his root, the survival glitch faded. The world didn't become less chaotic, but Robert became heavy. He became the mountain that the clouds pass over. He found that belonging isn't a social status, it's a biological frequency. Robert didn't find his place in the world, he claimed his ground. And for the first time in his life, the shivering stopped. You are not a wanderer. You are a conqueror who simply forgot where his throne was. It's time to sit down. Information without integration is just noise. To break the survival glitch, you must perform the 396HZ grounding protocol right now. This is not a suggestion, it is a recalibration. Find a place where you can sit or stand with your spine straight. Close your eyes. Place your awareness at the very base of your spine, the space between your seat and the earth. Visualize a heavy, molten red light, like liquid rubies starting to pulse there. This is the frequency of 396As, the vibration that dissolves the phantom fear. As you breathe in, imagine you are drawing dark, rich mineral energy from the center of the earth through the soles of your feet. As you breathe out, release the ghostly drift, the digital static, the FOMO, the feeling of being unanchored. Send it down into the ground. The earth is a giant capacitor. It can handle your trauma. Chant the sound alarm internally. Feel the vibration hitting your tailbone. Do this for 5 breaths. At the 3rd breath, command your body, I am here. I am heavy. I am safe. This protocol triggers the vagus nerve to switch from survival to living. You are no longer a cloud. You are the mountain. You are not waiting for life to start. You are the ground upon which life is happening. Practice this every morning before you touch your phone. Reclaim your gravity before the world tries to make you float again. Listen closely. You were never meant to carry the weight of the entire world on a nervous system designed for a tribe. The reason you feel like you don't belong here is because you've been trying to belong to a place that doesn't exist, a digital mirage. But the soil beneath your feet, the blood in your veins, that is real. That is your temple. I want you to make a sacred vow to yourself today. A vow that you will no longer treat your body like a rental car. A vow that you will stop apologizing for taking up space on this planet. You have a divine right to be here. You are a child of the earth, a masterpiece of 4 billion years of survival. If you feel a warmth in your lower back right now, that is your root waking up. That is the Dharma veins pulsing through you. You are healed, not when the fear goes away, but when the fear no longer has the power to lift your feet off the ground. Go now. Walk on the grass. Touch a tree. Eat something that grew in the dirt. Feel your weight. Remember, the stars may be beautiful, but it is the dark, heavy earth that gives you the strength to look up at them. You are grounded. You are home. Namaste.